But just skipping onto a different topic now. You're actually coming to the UK pretty soon. I mean, we spoke about some of your dad's old cars. You're going to be driving another one very soon.
Yes, I'm coming to Goodwood. So excited. My dad's been there, I don't know how many times. The last time that the Superbird was there, the wing car was there, I think was in 13 or 14. So it's been about 11 years, something since it's been there. So bringing it back. And I'm excited because this is the first time I get to drive it. So that's my favorite car in all of the world, because I was 9 years old when that car came out. I was 9 years old. And all of a sudden, this car shows up at our race shop, and it's got a wing on it, and it's got a sloped nose, and it's rounded, and it sets down on the ground. And I'm thinking, it's 1969. They just put a man on the moon. A man has just landed on the moon for the first time. And I'm thinking, oh my God, my dad's going to be racing flying cars. These cars are going to fly. They don't use tires anymore. They're just going to fly. You know what I mean? And that's what you think when you're 8, 9, 10 years old. That's what I saw when I saw this car. So from that moment on, that car has been the car that just had my heart always. And I've never really had a chance to sit in it and drive it and do anything with it. So to come to Goodwood, to be able to be there for the Festival of Speed, to be able to drive it a couple of times a day, I guess on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and to be able to get in it and strap in the same place my dad sat, to look out the windshield the same place my dad did, and to be in that car, I'm going to be a 9-year-old boy again, sitting there just vibrating in that seat, because I'm really excited. I'm really excited to come to Goodwood, and I'm excited to come. I will say this: I'm excited to come to see all the race cars and all the people and all the drivers. But I heard there is a tremendous amount of motorcycles there. And I'm really looking forward to touring that area and watching these guys ride. I was a huge Kevin Swans fan when I was growing up too, and a little bit younger, and Kenny Roberts and guys like that. So I'm excited to come and see some of the stuff that's there.
Yeah, I can imagine there's a lot of bikes from the Isle of Man TT, which was run not that long ago. So I imagine they'll probably come down to do a little show for that as well.
I hope so.
It's really cool though that you mentioned being like a 9, 10-year-old boy and wanting to, going back to those days and wanting to go in that car. I was a 10-year-old boy watching the film Cars when it came out in the cinemas. And that was the film that actually got me into NASCAR. Before that, I didn't really have a concept of what it was. And my uncle said, they actually race cars like that. And I'm like, what? They're real? They actually do it? And obviously, yeah, that car does feature in it as well, voiced by your dad, of course, as well, which is a nice little tidbit. So if anybody wants to go watch that film and see what some of it's about, I do implore you do that. It's quite old now, of course, but I still think it's a classic.
Yeah. So hold on. I got to chime in. I'm going to plug here. So here's the thing. So in the first movie, my dad is Mr. the King, and obviously it's the Superbird, it's the wing car, and that's the first Cars movie. And my mom is in that movie also. She is Mrs. the King, and she's a old blue Ford station wagon, and it's pretty funny. There's a couple of scenes in there for that. Then there's Cars 2, but they came out with Cars 3, and when they came out with Cars 3, I got to be in Cars 3. So I am Cal Weathers in Cars 3. So if you get a chance to see Cars 3, I got to voice over Cars 3, and my dad was also, he voiced over some pieces in that movie. So not only have we raced together, we have voice acted together, but that's what, and I laugh because, as we mentioned earlier, my dad turns 87 years old. He's the only guy that I know of in the world that still has fans that are 7 and 8 years old that have watched the Cars franchise, that watched all those movies and are huge Richard Petty fans or Mr. the King fans because of that movie. So, when you're 87 years old and you got 7 and 8-year-old fans, that's a pretty good. That means you're relevant. You're still relevant after all these years.
It's not bad going at all. You know what? I'm going to have to watch those. I have to admit, I've never watched Cars 2 or 3. I've never watched the sequels. I'm going to have to do it now. You mentioned that. I've got Disney Plus. I've got no excuse. So
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I've got a 4-year-old son, and he absolutely loves the first Cars film. So let's watch the others. Let's do it. I've got to do it now. I've got no excuse.